Welcome to Panther Wave Life Rolling in the Crown Vic. Appreciate you tuning in. Check this video out. To my Panther Wave subscribers, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hopefully I can have some more content coming up. I'm about to have a Panther meet here out in Tacoma, Washington. So that'll be nice. I'm gonna have some cars out there, a group of people, and hopefully we have some Crown Victoria P71 actual police cars show up. And the reason why is a story behind it, but I'll get to that in a moment. Hopefully they show up. But man, it's nice driving these cars. Like I say, my car has over it's about to touch on 125,000 miles. I've had it now for almost 3 years. It's been pretty good to me. The only thing that I've had so far as a problem is fuel pump. It went out on me at a stoplight, sitting there idling. All of a sudden it just cut off. I was like, man. Had to wait on the tow truck for about 6 hours and get it towed to my job. Some of the guys helped me put it in and was back on the road. The only other thing I probably had an issue is I pressure washed the engine. Oh man, the girl calling me. Alright, so back to my story. So basically, like I say, the only other time I've had an issue is when I pressure washed the engine. You know, first time getting it, cleaning it up, I pretty much did all I could to, you know, cover up all the coil packs. I knew that. But anyways, I thought I caught myself drying it out, let it sit overnight, but went back to start it the next day, and sure enough, everything said cranked up, it was idling fine, and all of a sudden it said whoop, 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 whoop. I'm like, oh man, come on, why you do that to me? Ended up having a misfire. It took a while for the check engine light to come on, but I was able to diagnose it, and I put another ignition coil in it. I lost some footage in this time, so I just want to add that, like I said, after I got the ignition coil, that's pretty much, I've had no other problems with the car. Just been doing some routine maintenance, and it's been a great vehicle so far. All right, back to the story. That's a clean Chevy right there, boy. Sunday, day before my birthday. I don't even know how old I'm gonna be. I think it's 34. By math, I done got older. It's alright. I'm living. I'm happy to be blessed. Family. I need to go back home and see them though. But try to get back to my story I was talking about. I had to go to the airport. So, let's get to the story about meeting the police officer. So I do a little door dashing today, and I get to the Thai hut on 72nd Street in Tacoma, Washington. And I get in there. I said, yeah, I am with DoorDash, picking up order, got 2 orders. Man, that's what is that, a Rolls Royce? Random Rolls Royce, okay. Old school too. Anyway, so I get in there, I tell them, hey, I got 2 orders. She's like, okay. I'm waiting. And I was like, man, I gotta go piss. So Alright, man, I'm just shooting into the restroom and come on back out. And normally during this time I'll ask, but this time I didn't. So I went in, did my thing, came back out, and the lady was like, excuse me, sir, I gotta call the police on you. I'm like, huh? What? She's like, yeah, I gotta call the police on you. It says in the app not to use the restroom. Any DoorDash or delivery drivers or whatever, do not use our restroom. I'm like, my bad, you know, I missed it. I didn't see it in the app. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, my bad. You know, normally I ask, but I didn't this time. So I just wanted to add, normally I would ask, but then also she went on to say that, well, I've been having problems with people coming in here vandalizing our restroom, and I got a police report against one of the dashers. I got an assault charge or whatever, So I'm like, okay, now I see where this coming from. Then she's like, well, you should have just checked the minute. I don't understand. So she go on to call the police or call someone. She on the phone talking, She talking. And then, you know, I'm waiting around. Then I get a call from DoorDash. I'm like, well, we got to cancel this order. So I'm like, all right, cool. We got to cancel it. So they canceled the order on my side. And then I'm still waiting. I'm like, well, I ain't trying to leave the scene of not a crime, but anyway, so I'm waiting, you know. Then I'm like, can I leave? And she was like, yeah. So then before I left, I was like, ma'am, look, I'm bad, but I think you should have some signs on the inside, you know, at the desk, front counter, say, hey, don't use our restroom. Cool, done and done. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I leave out. I'm like, damn, did she like really call the police? I mean, I know they ain't gonna come because there's more important things to do than show up with somebody peeing in the restroom. Anyway, so I'm in there, and then I'm like, so I drive away. I'm like, man, I'm done. I'm finna just go home. So, but on the way home, I know I have a police station that's you know, down the street from my house, you know. So I'm like, oh, let me just stop by there, just holler at the police officer, you know, just double check. Who does that? I do. Anyway, excuse, hold on. I don't know if you can hear it, but so I go to the police station. Officer like, hey, you need some help? I was like, yeah. I just had a question. I told him the story. And hell, he started laughing himself. So I'm like, I know. I mean, you know it's crazy, right? So he's like, well, it's not technically illegal. You know, it may be against their policy, but it's not illegal. So he was like, well, what's the address to the place? So I told him, and he looked at his computer and like, well, I don't see anything, you know, related to that address, or like a call or anything. So I mean, I think you're fine. So he went on and grabbed my information, you know, just in case something come up in the future. Crazy. I ain't never been in a situation like that. I mean, obviously other situations, but this was just like weird. So then he was like, anything else? So I was like, yeah. I'm part of this Panther group, you know, called Washington Panthers. We got a meet coming up on August the 12th in Tacoma. So he was like, for real? Yeah. You know, just because he was in a squad car on a P-71 crownvic. I should have took some pictures, but I didn't. And fully decked out, still in service. So he was like, yeah, I mean, if we not doing it, I got another guy too, you know, another officer, he got one too. So he'll come out, you know, if we not doing it, if we don't have no calls or anything, we'll slide by, it's close by. So just expected that get called the police on for taking a piss. But hey, it could be worse things. Thanks for tuning into this video on Panther Wave. I appreciate you taking a ride along with me as I go through this story on my journey on today. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks.